Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the Villages, please reach out to me. Be happy to help you. Two things I'd like to mention. First, make sure that you check the date on the episode you're watching. We produce this show every Monday. Make sure you're getting the most recent information. Secondly, all of this information is drawn from the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service. It does not include any properties that are listed on the Village's own internal listing service, the VLS. Also, before we get to this horrifying graph, I'd like to let you know that I did a show over the weekend alerting you to the fact that deals are available in the Villages. These are two homes that went pending over the last 7 days, and I think they represented outstanding value. So check that out. So let's turn our attention now to this graph, which is nationwide. And certainly the Villages doesn't seem victim to this dramatic decrease, which shows existing homes in the US number of sales year over year is down 34%, a greater decrease year over year than we saw even during the great financial crisis of 07-08. However, the Villages, I think, is not subject to the same nationwide trends that we're seeing. And let's turn our attention now to what's happening locally here. We're going to start by taking a look at total listings, which have increased to a new high of 302. These listings range in price from 140,000 to almost 1.9 million, and the number of listings is obviously continuing to increase. Here we can take a look at these listings in more detail. We start by looking at the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range. This week there are 181 properties for sale. Last week there were 169. The week prior to that, 170. The week prior to that, 159, and the week prior to that, 162. Here we take a look at all listings, and the median price per square foot this week is $264. Certainly the lowest that we've seen since we started doing the show almost a year ago. The trend does seem to continue to be towards lower prices per square foot. This graph shows us the median time on the market for all listings. Keep in mind, as I'll discuss in a moment, there were 41 new listings over the last 7 days, so that does skew this downward. 53 days is the length of time that the median property's been on the market here. Next, we'll take a look at the number of properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days. They're number 23, ranging in price from $290,000 to $950,000. This is an increase over the prior 2 weeks, but we remain at the lower end of the range. Here are specific details on the properties that sold. The last 7 days, the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, 15 homes closed. Prior 7 days saw 8. Prior to that, 7. The week prior to that, 19. And the week prior to that, 13. Here we look at the price per square foot on the properties that closed over the last 7 days. $245 a square foot is the number. We seem to be remaining in the 240, 250 area. This shows us how long the properties that sold were on the market, 33 days the median time. I don't know what conclusions can be drawn from this. The length of time it's taking to sell a property is markedly increased from where it was a year ago. Here's a perspective on how many properties have entered and left the market over the last 7 days. 41 new listings and 41 pending home sales. The graph shows new listings as the blue bar and pending home sales as the orange bar. Interestingly, of the pending home sales, 9 out of the 41 were on the market for less than 1 week. Here's more detail on the new listing, which, as I've said, at number 41, they range in price from $199,000 to $1,350,000. In the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range. Over the last week, there were 26 new listings. Previous week saw 11. Previous week, 26. The week prior to that, 9. And the week prior to that, 8. Taking a closer look at the properties that went pending over the last 7 days, the price per square foot, which is the last listing price, is $245.32. Not the lowest that we've seen, but it certainly does seem to reinforce the idea that prices per square foot are trending lower. This is the median time on the market for the homes that went pending over the last 7 days, 37 days, the median time. Not the highest, does remain slightly elevated though. This graph shows us the price change from the original listing price for the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. Almost 7% is the median change for all of these listings that went pending. And the last two things we look at are what percentage of homes that are currently listed have decreased their asking price from the original listing price. 49% is the number. Keep in mind that this is also skewed lower by virtue of the fact that so many new listings have entered the market over the last 4 weeks. And finally, we take a look at what percentage the decrease is. A -4%, the median change for all listings currently listed on the MLS here. So that concludes this week's look at the Village's real estate market. Once again, if you're interested in buying a home and trying to get a good deal, or you're trying to sell your home and maximize your return, please reach out to me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. If you have any general questions about life in the villages, please reach out. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Hope to hear from you. Take care.